You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 4th of July, 2025. It is 14 days after the summer solstice. It is 80 days before the fall equinox. Today is Independence Day in the United States. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 16th day of Messe d'Or, the day of the tobacco. The sun rises today at 5:30 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:30 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 9:03 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:45 p.m. The length of daytime today is 47 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing gibbous phase and is 68% full at midday. Today, the moon reaches its monthly apogee at 10:29 p.m. The full moon will arrive on Thursday, the 10th of July. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the early morning, high tide, 5:42 a.m., 1 meter 16. Near midday, low tide, 11:46 a.m., 27 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 6:07 p.m., 1 meter 43. In our shared realm of plants and animals, when you consider pumpkin vine leaves, so lush and large, it is easy to see why the Native Americans liked to plant the three sisters together: corn, beans, and squash. Watching the pumpkin vines spread, you see how their great wide leaves create a vast, low-lying sunscreen over vast patches of the garden, keeping the soil from drying out in the hot sun and keeping down the weeds. Commemorations. Let us attend today to American anniversaries. On this day in the year 1826, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died. Both had helped form this independent nation, and both had served as President of the United States. On this day in 1827, slavery was finally abolished in the state of New York. On this day in 1845, Henry David Thoreau moved into his small cabin on Walden Pond, where he would live until 6th of September, 1847. He says this in his book about the experience: "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life." On this day in 1855, the first edition of Walt Whitman's book of poems, Leaves of Grass, was published in Brooklyn. On this day in 1939, Lou Gehrig made his famous farewell speech at Yankee Stadium. He had been forced to retire 2 weeks earlier after he received the diagnosis of ALS. He opened by saying, "For the past 2 weeks you have been reading about a bad break. Yet today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I have been in ballparks for 17 years and have never received anything but kindness and encouragement from you fans." And he ended, "So I close in saying that I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you." Finally, on this July 4th, let us hold in mind this great and deeply flawed and nonetheless remarkable nation. Let us give thanks for the strength of our civil society and the institutions so many of us have endeavored to strengthen, reform, and build. And especially when the very existence of the Republic is called into question, let us consider what kind of country we want to build together. We close by considering some of the charges leveled against King George III in the Declaration of Independence. How do these sound today? Of the king they wrote, "He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither. He has erected a multitude of new offices, and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. Words to ponder at this juncture in our history. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City for the Independence Day holiday. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 4th of July, 2025.